you mentioned before about working with people who have problems of being in debt at the moment, running their own business. What would your suggestions be for someone who is already a builder, they're not doing so well, and they are in debt? How will they shift that whole situation?
My automatic answer to that is buy the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz.
Yep.
Read it 16 times at minimum.
Yep.
So you really understand it and implement that thing. And don't change it to suit how you feel, because that's what happens a lot. People see a system, and because this system will create pain, there's no doubt about it. I mean, when someone's in debt, they're already in pain. And to fix it, it's going to be a little bit worse before it gets better, and there's no way out of that.
Yep.
And so what we'll tend to do is try and fix a problem with the least amount of pain to us. So we'll change the system to suit us.
Yep.
Big mistake. But the Profit First system, I cannot recommend it highly enough to anybody, whether you're a builder, a sub-trade. Even if you are on wages working for somebody else, I would suggest you read this book, because it is life-changing. And I spoke to you before we started doing the recording that I think so many people use that phrase inappropriately, and it gets a bit overused. But I think in this case it is totally appropriate. Yep. And I've experienced it myself. And to be completely transparent, when I first read the book and did the part of the process called the instant assessment, which gives you a snapshot of your financial health, it's the reality right now. I felt physically sick.
Really?
And the reason was that I'd been in business for a long time, and in my office, I had a different type of studio to this, but back then we were called Uncover Hidden Profits. That was the name of the business. And I'm sitting under a sign in my office with 2-foot-high letters reading this, and it finally dawned on me that I didn't even know what a profit was. You know, I thought it was the figure on the profit and loss sheet. It's got nothing to do with it. You know, a proper profit is cash that is not earmarked for anything else other than to reward you for your effort, your sacrifice, your disciplines, and the responsibility of running and owning your own business and looking after the people within it. That's what it's for.
Yep.
And tell me the last time anyone you heard of went to the accountant, and the accountant said, oh, you made 50 grand profit this year, and dropped a wad of hundreds in their palm. There it is, you know.
I've never heard of that ever.
It's because it never happens. Because people think that profit is this number on a profit and loss sheet, and it's not. It is real cash that actually exists, and it's not needed for anything else. And the Profit First system, when you follow it to the letter, the first thing you experience is there is the money in the tax account, which is a separate bank account for the BAS when it comes due. So you don't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. You know, oh, the BAS is due. Who do we steal money from to pay the BAS? You know, everyone goes through that. And after a little while, the money is always there to pay subcontractors on time, suppliers on time, to the point where you can now start to negotiate with your suppliers and say, well, we'll rather than a 30-day account, we'll pay you, you know, immediately or whatever, but we want a reduction, if you like, some sort of discount, which then contributes to a little more profit. But the main thing with this system is that it doesn't affect your accounting, but it represents your financial situation to you in a different way than generally accepted accounting practices. And what that does is it changes your natural desire to make certain decisions. So, for example, the average builder has one bank account where all the money comes in and all the bills get paid out.
Yep.
That's pretty standard. And depending on the day that you look in that bucket, in that bank account, you either feel really good or really bad.
I say that all the time with Mark.
Yeah, it's a timing thing.
Yeah.
And the problem with running a system like that is if you go, oh, gee, the car broke down, I think we need to lease a new Ranger or whatever the case may be. And the day that you have that thought just happened to be the day that a nice progress payment came in, and you peer in the bank account and you're full of confidence and you go, yes, let's sign up for that new 5-year lease. And unfortunately, the payments keep coming out every month for the next 5 years because of that decision.
Yep.
Had you looked at it on another day when everything had been paid and you peer in there, you'd go, oh, I don't think we should do that. That's a bad idea.
Yep.
And so the profit first system works by making sure that all of the money that isn't yours and never was, such as GST, PAYG, super money, money for materials, money for subcontractors, is taken out of your operating expense account, and you make all of the decisions on how to run your business with what's in that account. Most of the time, particularly in the early days, it's like, no, we can't buy that new pencil. We have to use charcoal or something. You know, you're really, really skinny. But the beauty of that, and it works with everybody, is it snaps you into this entrepreneurial mode where you just seem to be able to make things work with what you've got. Yep. Everyone's got the ability to do that, but you need to be put in a position where you must do that. And this system does that. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, it's paying all of the bills and building a nice little profit nest egg over here for you to enjoy.